They say the Appalachian Trail hides things you're not meant to see, and once you do, you'll never sleep the same. According to me, the creepiest part isn't just the wilderness. It's the countless encounters hikers captured on camera. And honestly, some of them can't be explained away. You know what's crazy? These warnings aren't just campfire stories. Hikers, campers, and even truckers have captured footage of eerie encounters that line up almost perfectly with these old sayings. It's as if the forest itself is guarding secrets, punishing anyone who doesn't listen. People who've ignored the advice often regret it, sometimes with terrifying proof recorded on camera. So the question is, are these just myths passed down out of fear, or is there something truly lurking in the Appalachians? 1. Couples encounter while hiking.
Did you hear that, honey?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what's going on, guys. As you can see, my beautiful bride, Giggly Girl, and myself are out here working this morning. She is potting up oak trees that we're growing from acorns. Look at this. We've put thousands and thousands of acorns in this certain garden plot, okay? But now here's what we're really doing, and here's what you're doing. I'm just gonna tell you right now, our phone battery's low, it might die. We're hoping we can get about 12 minutes worth of recording out of this. And watch back here and listen. Here's what you're doing. You are giving timestamps. You're saying specifically what you saw and specifically what you heard.
But wait, it's about to get way more shocking. This first story follows a couple who went out on what seemed like a normal hike. They woke up early, packed their gear, had breakfast, and set out. Pretty ordinary, right? Well, not for long. The husband starts documenting their day on camera. He even warns viewers that his phone battery is low, but he wants to capture everything. Why? For days, they'd been noticing bizarre disturbances around their property, strange movements, unusual sounds, and the feeling of being watched.
We're cutting it up for two reasons, not just for super duper dry firewood, because it is super duper dry, but because we're tired of somebody or something using this to creep behind and peek out of to watch us over at our house. So I came out this morning, started cutting this thing up. She came out, started potting up the plants, and as I was cutting this thing up, something up in this area obviously is not very happy about it. I've been hearing angry grunt type growls, okay? So, honey?
Yes.
Don't laugh.
Yeah.
Wow, she's actually listening, okay? So, just listen and look, watch the trees. If you see something, please tell us what and where, okay?
As he films, he carefully gives timestamps, describing exactly what they've seen and heard. His wife, Giggly Girl, is beside him potting up oak trees while he talks. It all seems lighthearted until you notice his tone shift. This wasn't just random noise in the woods. The couple admits they've had enough. Something or someone keeps creeping around their area, peeking out from behind trees. And now they're trying to document it before things get worse.
Did you
Sound
hear
like
that?
it's screaming at me, yeah.
Oh, wow.
As soon as I start this, nah?
Yeah.
Here's the real question for you. If you were in their shoes, would you keep recording or pack up and leave immediately? Second camping incident, September 2023. And here's another one that blew my mind. In September 2023, a group of men went camping in the Appalachians. At first, everything was normal. Campfire stories, late-night laughs, the usual. But as night fell, the mood shifted. For several nights in a row, they'd been hearing strange noises outside their tent. Branches snapping, low, unrecognizable growls. The unsettling feeling of being circled by something in the dark. After a few sleepless nights, they decided enough was enough. They set up a camera to finally catch whatever was stalking them. At first, the recording shows nothing, just the tent glowing faintly against the dark woods. Hours pass, but then, just after 2 a.m., something bizarre happens in the upper left corner of the frame. A shadow, or maybe a figure, moves unnaturally fast across the scene. The men didn't notice it until reviewing the footage later, and when they did, it left them with more questions than answers. Because out there, far from help, a figure like that isn't just creepy, it's dangerous. Would you dare to stay another night after seeing that? Or would you pack your gear and run at dawn? Third trucker's encounter, May 2024. And just when you think it can't get worse, a trucker had a night he'll never forget in May 2024. It was the early hours of the morning. He was out in a remote area of the Appalachians picking up equipment for delivery. The headlights of his truck cut through the darkness, and everything seemed routine. But then he noticed something strange in the distance. At first, it looked like a figure, tall, shadowy, standing completely still. He blinked, thinking it was just his imagination or maybe an illusion from the fog. But as he focused, the figure didn't disappear. It lingered, almost as if it was watching. The trucker immediately felt uneasy. His instincts screamed at him to get out, and he didn't hesitate. He quickly wrapped up, climbed back into his truck, and drove off without looking back. Later, he admitted he couldn't explain what he saw, but the fear was real enough to make him run. Because in the Appalachians, if you think you saw something, no you didn't. 4. Skinwalker sounds deep in the woods. But wait, this next one is even more chilling. Deep in the woods, a group of explorers captured audio that still haunts anyone who listens to it. They were out in the forest, recording their surroundings late at night when it happened. At first, everything was normal. the wind, the occasional rustle of leaves. But then, the forest grew unnaturally quiet. No insects, no owls, just silence. Suddenly, a howl pierced the darkness. Not like a wolf, not like any animal they could recognize. It was distorted, almost human-like, layered with pain and rage. And then came the screams. Multiple, echoing through the trees, overlapping in a way that felt unnatural. What's scarier? You can hear the recorders breathing, shallow and fast, the only sound apart from those horrifying cries. No one spoke. No one moved. They just listened, frozen in place. Locals say when the Appalachian forest goes quiet, danger is close, and the farther away a sound seems, the closer it is. That's the legend tied to skinwalkers, entities that mimic voices, lure you in, and strike when you least expect it. After hearing that, the group didn't dare stay. They backed out slowly, refusing to run, refusing to look back, because in those woods, hesitation can cost everything. 5. Biker's story. Never stop. And here's one last warning that proves just how real these rules are. A lone biker once traveled through the Appalachian Mountains. Locals had told him the golden rule: never stop, no matter what you hear. As he rode through the winding trails, he began to notice it. The forest falling silent. A whisper here, a faint laugh there. Voices that seemed to call his name. Every instinct told him to stop, to look around. But he remembered the advice. He kept going. Eyes forward, hands steady on the handlebars. The voices grew louder, then faded, then returned from another direction. It was as if something was circling him, waiting for him to pause. He didn't, and because of that, he made it through safely. 6th night hike to the abandoned fire tower.
This is the first time in my life I've ever been so in the woods by myself, so I'm using this as therapy and kind of like a reset. Sometimes when you're feeling down, you have to remind yourself that you're capable of doing a lot more than you think, and just doing a little bit more than expected that you think of yourself.
And here's one that feels straight out of a horror movie. A solo hiker decided to push his limits with a night hike deep into the Appalachian Mountains, aiming to stealth camp at the top of a long abandoned fire tower, last used in the 1970s. He set off as the sun disappeared, the trail swallowing him in darkness. Every step came with eerie wilderness sounds, the kind that test your nerves when you're alone. His goal? To climb the decaying tower and watch the sunrise over a panoramic valley. Sounds beautiful, right? But first, he had to make it through the night. The climb wasn't easy. Overgrown paths hid rattlesnakes, the cold wind picked up, and his nerves spiked when he started hearing rattling in the brush. But he pressed on until finally the tower came into view. As he climbed the structure, the entire thing groaned and swayed with each gust of wind. "Holy crap!" he muttered, gripping the railing tighter. At the top, the cabin was eerily empty. That's when the banging started. Loud, unsettling noises echoing from above and around him in the darkness.
This way, there's a couple support beams going this way, so it should support me. I hope the wind isn't too bad, but we're finally up. This thing shakes a lot. Wow. That's pretty crazy. This is gonna be quite the night.
He told himself it was just the wind, just the old beams shifting. Still, the fear was real. That night, he camped inside, shaken by the constant creaks and bangs. Luckily, nothing worse happened, but the idea of sleeping in a decaying tower surrounded by miles of wilderness is terrifying on its own. The takeaway? In the Appalachians, stopping can mean surrendering to whatever hides in the trees. So what do all these stories tell us? Simple. The Appalachian Mountains are not a place to take lightly. Locals warn outsiders for a reason. These aren't just legends, they're survival rules. Never stray from the trail, never ignore the silence, and never underestimate the sounds you hear in the dark. If you must visit, show respect. Pay your dues to the land, listen to the locals, and don't let curiosity override caution, because once the forest chooses you, there's no turning back. And that's it. The scariest Appalachian Trail encounters caught on camera. So, what's your take? Were these paranormal or just nature playing tricks? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe. I've got more terrifying stories coming soon.